Hello, Namaskar. This is CVR English and it's time to roll the primetime headlines with me, Anukriti Sharma. Biden passes torch to Harris, endorses her as a Democratic candidate for this year. Violent protests erupt in Badlapur, Maharashtra, protest against alleged sexual assault incident in a school. PM Modi to visit Poland on August 21 to 22, strengthening India and Poland ties after 45 years. '80th birth anniversary of Rajiv Gandhi celebrated. Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, KC Venugopal and other Congress leaders paid tribute. Malaysian PM Anwar arrives in India for first state visit, discusses bilateral cooperation with PM Modi. Malaysian PM Dato Seri Anwar highlights strong Malaysia-India ties and technological collaboration in new MOU. In Bhubaneswar, Odisha, the Director General of Police conducted a thorough review of the security arrangement at the Odisha State Assembly. This review was part of a broader effort to ensure the safety and security of the legislative building, especially given the critical nature of the sessions and the potential for high-profile discussions. The DGP assessed various aspects of the security setup, including surveillance systems, access control measures, and emergency response protocols. The review aimed to identify any vulnerabilities and to also ensure that all security protocols are up to date and effective. This assessment also involved coordination with other law enforcement agencies to bolster the overall security framework. The focus was on ensuring a secure environment for the legislators and staff while maintaining the integrity of the entire legislative process. The review underscores the importance of safeguarding democratic institutions and also preparing for any potential security challenges. Here's a report.
अधिकारी एवं पुलिस कमिश्नर समेत भुवनेश्वर डीसीपी अच्छा स्पॉट रे आलोचना कर
As you are aware, assembly session is in progress. I had come here to see the police arrangement for the security of the assembly. Adequate arrangement has been made, and security arrangement has been made in layers, and I am sure that adequate arrangement exists, and we do not anticipate any problem as of now.
So, how many force deployed in this?
About 30 platoons of force has been deployed, and all that is required to be done for security, that is in place.
So after the review, you had a meeting with CM also?
No, I called on Honorable Speaker and Deputy Speaker. It was a courtesy call. Thank you. Thank you.
In Rajasthan's Ajmer, the court delivered a verdict in the high-profile blackmail case involving a 1992 photograph. Look at this. 6 individuals were found guilty of blackmailing a victim using this photograph, which was central to the case. The court's decision came after a detailed examination of the evidence and testimonials presented during the trial. The accused were convicted of extortion and other related offences. The verdict marks a significant development in addressing such criminal activities, reflecting the judiciary's commitment to tackling blackmail and protecting the individual's rights. Sentencing for the convicted individuals will follow, aiming to ensure complete justice for the victim and to deter such similar crimes in the future. Here's a report.
क्या पूरा मामला था, कौन कौन आरोपी थे और किस तरह का फैसला है?
1992 से अजमेर में जो बहुचर्चित ब्लैकमेल प्रकरण जो था उसमें आज माननीय न्यायालय ने अपना फैसला सुनाया है, जिसमें 6 अभियुक्त जो थे जिनका विचारण चल रहा था उन 6 को माननीय न्यायालय ने दोषी मान लिया है अभी, और जो सजा के बिंदु पर है सुन लिया है, और 2 बजे न्यायालय द्वारा निर्णय सजा क्या दी जाएगी वो सुनाया जाएगा।
कितने आरोपी थे और
अभी
आरोपी कौन कौन है?
अभी 6 आरोपी जो हैं वो नफीस चिश्ती, सलीम चिश्ती, इकबाल भाटी, सोहेल गनी, सईद जमीर हुसैन, ये लोग जो हैं वो नसीम उर्फ टार्जन, इस तरह से ये 6 मुलजिम
सभी को दोषी माना है।
सभी को दोषी।
आपका नाम?
मेरा नाम वीरेंद्र सिंह राठौड़ है।
दोनों
हेलो हेलो बात कर लो हेलो अरे मैं कह रहा हूँ नीचे आ
पुलिस पुलिस देखिए 6 आरोपी हैं।
साथ के साथ अंदर बैठ, साथ के साथ अंदर बैठ, अंदर बैठ, ये अंदर बैठ, साथ के साथ बैठ, तू बैठ जा, मैं हाथ पीछे रखो।
The Governor of West Bengal, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, inaugurated a mobile control room in response to the rape and the murder incident at the R.G. Kar Medical College and Hospital. The mobile control room is designed to enhance the oversight and coordination in the ongoing investigation. Now, this initiative aims to streamline communication between the various agencies involved, facilitating real-time monitoring and ensuring prompt action in this case. The move underscores the state government's commitment to addressing this heinous crime effectively and also improving the safety and security measures within all medical institutions. The mobile control room will play a crucial role in managing the investigation and ensuring justice for the victims.
Governor. CV Anand, yes, yes. आपसे मिलना चाहिए।
मैं उसका पिताजी बोल रहा हूँ।
या मालूम है। हम सब आपके साथ हैं।
ठीक है, आप तो मेरा पूरा सुनील पता है, आपको बस एक मेरा हम लोग एक ही आती है, हम I want justice.
We will get justice. We are all with you. आज मैं दिल्ली में हूँ। दिल्ली में सारे लीडर्स के बारे में मैं यह डिस्कशन किया है। जब आपका कन्वीनियंस है मैं वहाँ घर आऊँगा। आपकी कन्वीनियंस है।
ठीक है, आने से आपका आने से हम तो बहुत अच्छा लगेगा।
मैडम कैसा है?
आप हमारा पूरा सुनील पता है, आप जो गाइडलाइन हमको देंगे हम आपसे चलने का कोशिश करेंगे।
हम सब आपके साथ हैं।
ठीक है।
ठीक है, अब मैं आपके घर आऊँगा।
ठीक है।
ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट।
ठीक है, ओके।
मैं हेलो,
हेलो,
ये मैं आनंद बोस बोल रहा हूँ, गवर्नर।
The WHO, or the World Health Organization, has declared a health emergency over the monkeypox, or the mpox, prompting the central government to take immediate action. Now, in response to this, the Ministry of Health has instructed officials to identify patients exhibiting rash symptoms and to set up isolation wards for their treatment. Delhi has prepared 3 nodal hospitals to handle potential cases, and precautions are being enforced at the airports, including the RT-PCR diagnostic tests for the suspected cases. Over 18,000 monkeypox cases have been reported in Africa this year so far, with additional cases in the neighboring Pakistan. The mortality rate for the monkeypox ranges from 1 to 10%. According to the WHO, symptoms may appear within 1 to 21 days after infection, and they can include blisters on the skin, fever, dry throat, headache, muscle aches and back pain, with the illness lasting approximately anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks. Some individuals may also develop blisters in the mouth, eyes, throat and the genital areas. Take a look at this report.
Highest level of alarm under international health law. The emergency committee met and advised me that, in its view, the situation constitutes a public health emergency of international concern. I have accepted that advice. The detection and rapid spread of a new clade of mpox in eastern DRC, its detection in neighboring countries that had not previously reported mpox, and the potential for further spread within Africa and beyond is very worrying. In addition to other outbreaks of other clades of mpox in other parts of Africa, it's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives. A public health emergency of international concern is the highest level of alarm under international health law. The emergency committee's advice to me and that of the African CDC Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which yesterday declared a public health emergency of regional security, are aligned. WHO is on the ground working with the affected countries and others at risk through our country and regional offices, as well as with partners including the Africa CDC.
Meanwhile, coming back to India, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu recently emphasized that the term drought should not be associated with Andhra Pradesh anymore. Addressing the situation in the Nellore district during a visit to the Somashila project, Naidu highlighted the state's challenging agricultural conditions, a stark contrast to its previous status as a major food source for the entire country. He praised the current progress, noting that after 2 decades, the state's reservoirs are abundant with water by August, attributing this to favorable conditions and blessings from Lord Varun, the god of rains. Naidu reported that 70% of the water projects are currently filled with a total storage capacity of 983 TMC, of which 692 TMC have been utilized. He stressed that timely water supply to farmers could significantly boost agricultural productivity, likening it to gold falling from the sky. Here's a report.
నేను మీకు తెలియజేస్తున్నా, రైతులకు ఒకటే హామీ ఇస్తున్నా, నేను మీకు ఖర్చు తగ్గాలి, ఆదాయం పెరగాలి. ఏదైతే నేను చెప్పిన మాట ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని అమలు చేయడం కోసం వ్యవసాయాన్ని లాభసాటిగా చేయడం, రైతుకు భరోసా ఇచ్చాం. గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా మేము కలిసి 20,000 రూపాయలు ఇస్తామని, తప్పకుండా మీకు ఇచ్చే కార్యక్రమానికి శ్రీకారం చుడతాం, ఇస్తామని చెప్పి కూడా నేను హామీ ఇస్తున్నాం. ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ కూడా ప్రజలకు తెలియజేయడానికి మళ్ళీ నేను లిక్కర్ కూడా మీరు చూశారు, మద్యం కూడా పెద్ద ఎత్తున సొంత బ్రాండ్లు పెట్టి ప్రజల ప్రాణాలు తీసే పరిస్థితి వచ్చారు, అవి కూడా చేస్తున్నాం. అందుకే నేను ఒక 7 వైట్ పేపర్స్ రిలీజ్ చేశాం. బాధలున్నాయని ఇంట్లో పడకుండా మళ్ళా ఇవన్నీ చేయడం కోసం స్వర్ణాంధ్రప్రదేశ్ 2047కి ఏం చేయాలనో దాన్ని కూడా ఆలోచించుకొని ముందుకు పోతున్నాం. అదే సమయంలో ఈరోజు మీరు చూస్తే విశాఖపట్నం 93 మంది పిల్లలు, ఒక అతను చర్చి పేరుతో వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చేసి దగ్గర ఆర్ఫన్స్ని, పేదవాళ్ళని ఒక 93 మంది చేర్పించారు. సరి అయిన శ్రద్ధ తీసుకోకుండా ఒక డిన్నర్ పెట్టి పేరెంట్స్ కూడా పిలిచి వాళ్ళకి సరైన భోజనం అంటే మామూలుగా చెక్ చేసుకోకుండా అందరూ 4 చనిపోయే పరిస్థితికి వచ్చారు. చాలా బాధేస్తుంది. నేను ఒకటే చెప్తున్నా, ఎవరైనా సరే ఒక మంచి కార్యక్రమం చేయాలన్నా బాధ్యత తీసుకునే బాధ్యత మీ మీద ఉంది. మీరు ఎవరైనా సరే తప్పులు చేసి చనిపోవడానికి వీలు లేదు. అందుకే నేను చెప్పాను, ఇమ్మీడియట్గా ఆ హాస్టల్ని క్లోజ్ చేసి, ఆ స్కూల్ని క్లోజ్ చేసి, ఆ పిల్లల్ని వేరే స్కూల్లో చేర్పించి ప్రభుత్వమే చదివించే బాధ్యత తీసుకుంటామని మీ అందరికీ హామీ ఇస్తున్నా, రాష్ట్ర ప్రజానికానికి హామీ ఇస్తున్నా. రెండోది, ఎవరైతే బాధ్యత రాహిత్యంగా పనిచేశారో ఇమ్మీడియట్ కలెక్టర్కి ఆదేశాలు ఇస్తున్నా, అరెస్ట్ చేయమని. అన్ని కూడా ఇవ్వడానికి ముందుకు పోతామని చెప్పి కూడా నేను మీకు తెలియజేస్తున్నా. రైతులకు ఒకటే హామీ ఇస్తున్నా.
Residents of Pooch in Jammu and Kashmir felt earthquake tremors causing concern across the region. The tremors were reported to have been felt with initial reports indicating a moderate magnitude. The shaking led to brief panic among the residents who rushed outside for safety. There were no immediate reports of any major damage or casualties, but local authorities are conducting assessments to check for any structural impacts and to further ensure the safety of residents. Emergency services are on high alert to provide assistance if required, and residents are advised to remain vigilant and follow safety protocols in case of any aftershocks. During a recent address, President Joe Biden emphasized the fundamental role of family and the core values of freedom and democracy in American life. Speaking to the crowd, he declared, and I'm quoting him here, "Family is the beginning, the middle, and the end. America, I love you. Let me ask you, are you ready to vote for freedom, democracy, and for America? Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz?" Biden's remarks were aimed at rallying support for Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who are the key figures in his administration's electoral strategy. He framed the upcoming election as a crucial moment for upholding American values and advancing the principles of democracy. Now, his call to action was a direct appeal to voters to back candidates who, according to him, represent the best interests of the nation and also embody the principles of freedom and democratic governance.
She walks down the stairs and I still get that going boom, boom, boom. You all will know me. No, I'm not kidding. Let's give a special round of applause to our First Lady, Jill Biden. My dad. My folks, and America, I love you. Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Are you ready to vote for freedom? Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, President and Vice President of the United States? My fellow Democrats, my fellow Americans, nearly 4 years ago, in winter, on the steps of the Capitol, on a cold January day, I raised my right hand and I swore an oath to you and to God.
Coming back to the Kolkata murder-rape case, it's been more than 1 week since the horrific rape and murder in Kolkata, and the protests continue. Doctors, advocates, medical students, all of them are on the streets. In West Bengal, most of the trainee doctors are still on strike, especially in the state-run colleges. They are refusing to perform non-essential services. The same is happening in New Delhi. Striking doctors gathered outside the health ministry yesterday. They began offering free OPD services there, sort of like a protest clinic. In Mumbai too, medics are on strike. They want strict laws to ensure their safety at work. Most of these protests were peaceful. You had candlelight vigils, chants and slogans, maybe a speech or two from the activists, but that was it. However, it was about just demanding justice peacefully. That's what we thought. But recently in Kolkata, the goons hijacked these protests. Dozens of them gathered outside the medical college where the murder happened. They overpowered the police officers, they broke through the barricades and vandalized the same college. Many of the doctors inside were attacked. Even the emergency room was completely destroyed. Take a look.
जो मॉब आया था ये फुल्ली पॉलिटिकलाइज था, जो कोई मतलब मोटिवेटेड था और ये मोटिव लेके भी आया था.
दिस मस्ट बी बैक्ड बाय रूलिंग पार्टी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन.
इस तरह का घटना को हम लोगों का कोई उम्मीद नहीं था और आप लोग जानते ही है कि हम लोग जो आंदोलन कर रहे थे ये इसका कोई मोटिव नहीं था. ठीक है, हम लोग बहुत शॉक्ड है, लेकिन आप लोगों के मीडिया से हम लोग ये बोल रहे हैं कि हम लोग आंदोलन फिर से स्टार्ट करेंगे. जो मॉब आया था ये फुल्ली पॉलिटिकलाइज था, जो कोई मतलब मोटिवेटेड था और ये मोटिव.
Clearly you can see there are no two voices here. The doctors have found support from all sides. Just look at what happened in Kolkata. Two warring football fans have joined hands. Fans of Mohan Bagan and East Bengal both are clubs based in Kolkata, and their fans have historically shared a tense rivalry. But on last Sunday, that was yesterday, they came together. They stood in solidarity with the protesting doctors. Such pieces of news do send a strong message. The question is, how is the government responding? Well, the West Bengal government is not in charge of the probe anymore. That's being done by the CBI, the Central Bureau of Investigation. But the state police have been busy. They are cracking down on social media posts. Around 198 people have gotten police summons so far. 198 people have been summoned. This includes 2 senior doctors in the state. They have been accused of spreading fake news online. I guess the cops are more concerned about the optics here. But one West Bengal lawmaker went a step ahead. He says, and I'm quoting him here, doctors are striking for the sake of it, and that they're going around with their boyfriends. Frankly, this was the only thing missing. We have seen a heinous crime. We've seen public outrage. What we hadn't seen was this: crass statements by our politicians. Well, now we have. The state government is pointing fingers at the CBI. They are saying that the investigation is too slow. Meanwhile, the opposition wants the chief minister to resign. As you know, West Bengal is ruled by the TMC party, or the Trinamool Congress. The main opposition there is the BJP, or the Bharatiya Janata Party. And the BJP says that the chief minister Mamata Banerjee must resign. So the politics is also unfolding itself at full speed. And what about the probe? Well, the victim's autopsy details are out. She had 16 external injuries and 9 internal ones. The cause of death is manual strangulation, and there is also evidence of gang rape. Which brings us to the CBI probe. Right now, they seem to be focused on one person, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of the RG Kar Medical College, the college where the crime happened. He was the principal. Ghosh has been questioned for 3 consecutive days by the CBI, and on last Sunday, he was grilled for 13 hours straight. The CBI is also looking into his phone details. Who did he call before the incident, and whom did he call afterwards? But why so much heat on this principal? Because his colleagues, they have dropped some exclusive and explosive claims about him. They say he ran a mafia inside the college. Things like redirecting dead bodies or extorting money and failing students, and even supplying liquor to the medics. Did this so-called mafia have something to do with the murder? The victim's colleagues say yes, they did. They claim sinister things were happening at this college, and the victim knew too much. I know that this sounds like a puzzle falling into place, but remember, all of this is unproven at the moment. The CBI is still probing these angles. Reports say that they will conduct a lie detector test very soon. On whom? The suspect in custody, the civic volunteer accused of raping and murdering the victim. Maybe that will give us some more clarity. In the meantime, here's what we can do. Keep up the pressure on the authorities, not by sensationalizing or politicizing this incident, but by asking the right questions. Questions like, what security upgrades have been made since the murder? Why was there no on-call room at the hospital? Why was the victim working for 48 hours straight? Doesn't that signal a strain on her health front? And what about the long-term solutions? How do we ensure that hospitals are safe for doctors? No political party is asking these questions at the moment. They are more focused on demanding a death penalty, and that too in 1 week. Or they are asking the chief minister to resign. And don't get us wrong, please, we do need speedy, swift justice. We also need accountability for this crime, but that alone will not be enough. We must ensure that such crimes do not happen again. If not, this outrage would have been for nothing. And before we wrap up this prime time, it's time to take a look at the headlines once again. Biden passes torch to Harris, endorses her as Democratic candidate for 2024. Violent protests erupt in Badlapur, Maharashtra. Protest against alleged sexual assault incident in a school. PM Modi to visit Poland on August 21, strengthening India and Poland ties after 45 years. th birth anniversary of Rajiv Gandhi celebrated. Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, K.C. Venugopal and other Congress leaders paid tribute. Malaysian PM Anwar arrives in India for first state visit, discusses bilateral cooperation with PM Modi. Malaysian PM Anwar highlights strong Malaysia-India ties and technological collaboration in the new Memorandum of Understanding. Well, that's a wrap for this primetime bulletin. This is Anukriti Sharma signing off. Keep watching CVR English.